Good morning. We'll start our fire district meeting. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please silence all your cell phones if you have one. Take a moment of silent prayer. Thank you. We'll take a roll call starting with Mike Smith.
Here.
Commissioner Jeff Culbertson's here. Commissioner Doug Smith.
Here.
Commissioner Mike Stephen.
Here.
Commissioner Vicki Cobb. Here. All present and accounted for. Presentation discussion items. Fire District number 1. Who wants to start out? Travis?
Yes, sir. So, Commissioners, basically to summarize our stance on the situation, once Lansing removes themselves from the equation, taking 63% of the assets and the liabilities, there will not be enough remaining of the fire district to be able to provide adequate service for Delaware Township. I personally drove from Fire Station 2 out to Knollwood Estates off of McIntyre. I drove out to Tontine Road. You're talking a 30 to 35 minute trip to get there. Okay, at that stage of the game, whatever has occurred is done and pretty much over with. I don't want to go overly blunt, but at that stage of the game, you're saving a foundation of a house, let alone anybody that could have been in that house during that time frame. So that's, we're just requesting that we are allowed to contract with Lansing at the start of the new year, 2025. Our funds go to, Lansing at that point for fire services, so we have adequate protection going forward. That's our stance.
Okay. Any commissioners?
I just got one. Was there something done yesterday? There was a vote taken. Was there anything that happened yesterday that I need to be aware of?
The Fire District number 1 had a special meeting yesterday afternoon. At that time, we passed a resolution to zero out our tax levy, so it's not budget, but tax levy for 2025. That resolution signed was given to your county clerk just earlier this morning.
Okay.
And there will still be revenue that comes in that we can't throttle off at this juncture. We will have a budget hearing in 2 weeks that will apportion that out to the entities in 2025.
Right. Okay. My stance is, since 2 of them are in my district, it's always been to, I inherited this back when I became mayor, and it's been something else, to say the least. But my two folks in the district made it very clear what they want, and I'm not here. When we did this, we set it up where y'all had total control on this, and that's the way we wanted. The county wanted to stay out of it, but we're getting down to the end of it now, and with y'all zeroing that out, I think that's about where we're heading. At the same time, any of the folks out there that we want to make sure everybody's taken care of. That's when it comes right down to it, the fire protection. So I appreciate your comments today, and I appreciate you answering my question for me. Thank you.
Any other commissioners have anything?
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
Your township.
Yes, sir.
Since 2019, and maybe just have a round ballpark figure, how much would you say that your township has expended on legal fees and legal counsel on dealing with this issue?
I don't have the exact number, but the last time I investigated that, it was in excess of $40,000.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
And I think there's been a lot of confusion as far as the county's role in this fire district number 1. A lot of times it was asked for us to be referee or settle things or figure out what's the best thing to do, and that's never really been the county's role. It's just a formality of creating the fire district is really the only role the county played by statutes, and correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Van Paris, but we're basically just here to create the fire district, but we don't get into managing it, running it, recommending anything, or any sort of administration whatsoever. So whatever you guys want to do, we're basically just here to facilitate that happening. So is that pretty much right, accurate, Mr. Van Paris?
I would add one thing to that. Creation, dissolution,
Yes.
altering the district, not the interlocal agreement, but at that level, whereas the Board of Trustees operates with your authority to operate the district.
Right, exactly. Yep. And that's why we created that middle board, was to actually facilitate the administration. So,
Yeah.
anything else we need to talk about?
I don't think so. I think I see which path we're going, so I appreciate y'all bring that before us.
Is there any other action we need to do today, Mr. Lothry?
Mr. Chairman, just one more comment. To emphasize the business about altering or dissolving the fire district, that is coming into play now. It will be insufficient, I think, for you to act on at that level, say, the end of the year. That's, in my view, way too late for the entities that have to plan the future. They can substantially plan now, but that can't totally happen unless you take the actions that I asked you to consider in my 2 July memo to you. So just be aware that your actions are not zero. The Board of Trustees for the fire district can go very far, but up to that line, and we're approaching that line, we can't act on your behalf. That has to be you guys.
David, let me ask you this. I think I know what I said. The chairman was talking about one of the things, but doesn't the county commissioners, when the group comes to us and asks us to dissolve this, isn't that our responsibility?
Yes, under the Kansas statutes, if a petition is presented to you to either alter the boundaries, you would then conduct a notice and hearing on that matter. The dissolution of the fire district is at your discretion and your judgment, and that action could be taken, quite frankly, under the terms of the interlocal agreement at any time.
Okay.
Is that something we want to do today, or want to set that up for?
No, Commissioners, I would suggest to formally dissolve Fire District Number 1, you will need to take certain statutorily required steps, and today is not that day.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's what you guys want us to do, though, right?
It is necessary that you, I can't speak for you or tell you what to do. My recommendations are in here. You must make a under the direction that the entities are going. I believe you will have to do one of two things: either change the boundaries of the fire district to be in effect the first of the year to match the political boundary of High Prairie Township, or and increasingly this is my recommendation, or dissolve the fire district completely. So obviously you have your own counsel, but I don't see any path.
I think I understand what you're saying. As far as the taxing going, that the folks can go do what they want now since that's been wiped out. Is that true?
Yes, we will have a zero levy for Fire District Number 1. Delaware Township, in their budget, we did add a fund for just fire protection, which, per the contract with the City of Lansing,
Okay.
we'll go there. And High Prairie Township, yesterday it has not been discussed by them, but we did add a fire protection line item in High Prairie's
So
for the 9 mills.
So as far as that goes, they're set to go do which way they want. I understand what you're saying. There's also some issues coming down with funding that really come into play towards the end of the year, and without going into more detail, that's where I need some more guidance on this. But I think I understand what y'all were saying. But my concern was to make sure all the entities could do what they want now because of what the vote was taken.
I don't know. In my opinion, it's kind of like Rob said. I think a further decision will have to be made.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. Today's not going to be a day, I don't believe. But I'm just saying the direction right now in the beginning is to let them start doing what they wanted to do, beginning no matter who the entity is.
Yeah, there's still the legal dogfight over whether Delaware Township can be released, or if that's even necessary. If you follow our legal opinion, that is, the interlocal agreement will terminate on its own terms just by one party leaving at
Yeah.
the end of December. So that's technically not your issue, but it's a big issue for Delaware and to a significant degree to us as well.
So we're just making sure that the three entities, Lansing City, Delaware Township, and High Prairie Township, none of those three want to remain as Fire District 1.
Well, but I think that High Prairie has indicated that they want to change the boundaries of the fire district.
And remain as Fire District 1 or become
Yes.
High Prairie.
I think they
Township
have
Fire
indicated that they want to remain as Fire District number 1. I that's my understanding.
Okay.
But they have a meeting, I believe, that's scheduled for this evening, and perhaps there'll be further discussion
Okay.
regarding that at that time.
Yeah, they're the last ones, I think, to let us know. But you guys and Lansing City have basically,
Well, Lansing's already done it. They gave their 18-month notice.
Right.
Yeah.
I think Delaware has made it very clear. And if there's no taxes can be collected to run the organization, I think that kind of does it in. But that's just me talking right now.
yeah.
So, but I need some more guidance.
Right.
That's why we have these paid guys that take the bar exam.
Highly paid, right?
Yeah.
So I'm good.
Okay.
I think we're done.
Any other questions from commissioners or?
Motion to adjourn.
Okay. Have a motion?
Second?
Motion and a second?
Aye.
Aye.
All right.
Aye.
We are adjourned.
Thank you,
gentlemen.
folks. Thanks, everybody.